There was once a strong, inquisitive young woman named Christina who loved to travel. In her thirst for knowledge, she moved from place to place and traveled from town to town, drinking in wisdom and recording everything that happened to her. Eventually she came to a beautiful village slumbering at the foot of a mighty mountain, surrounded on all sides by green hills, where gentle winds blew intermittently, delighting the mind and refreshing the heart. In this beautiful place, she was shocked to see that the inhabitants of this village were sad. They moved sluggishly, dragging their feet. To her, they appeared to be no more than moving phantoms, without body or soul. The sight of these phantoms terrified Christina. She became determined to discover what made them so, and set off to a fabled wise man who lived alone in a hut cut off from the village and its inhabitants. When she met the wise man, she asked what secret lay behind this great paradox. She asked, why do these people live in subjugation and dejection in the village, where everything would seem to suggest the people would be blessed with happiness and well-being? The sage came out of the hut and pointed towards the top of the mountain. Look at that peak. An enormous ogre known as the Patriarchy lives up there. From where he sits, he raves and shrieks, filling people's hearts with fear by threatening to gobble them up if they leave their homes or do any kind of work at all. The people are terrorized by his shrieks and can live only by stealth. Only their survival instincts keep them going. They steal out like mice in secret to gather enough to keep their body together. They live day by day, waiting impatiently for the moment of their death. The fear of this ogre sapped their intellect and depleted their physical powers, reducing them to despair and hopelessness. Christina thought for a while and said, I'm going to the top of the mountain. I will talk to this Patriarchy and ask what makes him threaten and frighten these people. I will ask him why he wants to prevent them from leading their lives in peace and safety. Go up to the top of the mountain? No sane person would risk his life daring to meet that ogre. I implore you not to do for your own sake, young woman. You have your whole life in front of you. But Christina was not to be dissuaded. She was determined to do what she believed must be done. So she, with slow steps, started up to the peak. When Christina reached the peak, the ogre did indeed seem large at first. However, what Christina found as she walked astonished her. The closer she got, the smaller the ogre became. By the time she arrived, she found that this ogre, who terrorized many, was smaller than her tiniest finger. Christina flattened her hand and held it out her palm. The tiny ogre jumped onto it. Who are you? Christina asked. I am Fear, the ogre replied. Fear of what? She asked. That depends on who you are. How each person sees me depends on what he imagines of me. Some people fear illness and they see me as disease. Others fear poverty, so they see me as poverty. Others fear authority, so they see me as authority in me. Some fear injustice. Others fear beasts or storms. So that's how I perceive to them. He who fears water sees me as a torrent. He who fears perceives me as who perceives it as an army or ammunition and such. But why do you seem bigger than you actually are? To each person I appear big as their fear. As long as they refuse to approach and confront me, they never know my true size.